program, as always, to share with you life's interesting stories when we feature incredible folk that have distinguished themselves in the various capacities. Today, we have a special guest, the first lady on our new series on YouTube, but of course, a lady with a proper head well placed on her shoulders. The incoming executive director of Kampala Capital City Authority. She's a lawyer, she's a leadership consultant, and an executive coach. Dorothy Kisaka, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Simon. It's a real pleasure to be on this program.
You have so much going for yourself at this particular time in your career, transiting from so many roles, but interestingly also being a part of the national leadership for the COVID response.
And it's been 4 months now. It happens virtually every day. Yeah, from the very beginning. And at the beginning, it was all the disease. They didn't know how to come. And there was a lot of emotion in the giving. But it is a role that I've tremendously enjoyed. It's been exciting. I am so grateful for that.
But prior to that, you are also a presidential advisor.
Yes,
and with a docket of ensuring delivery of promises in the Prime Minister's office.
Yes.
And how is that?
Senior presidential advisor on governance, politics and governance. Advice to the Prime Minister. And then I have another one of the Prime Minister's delivery unit, where we fast track service delivery. We focus on 4 areas: health, education, infrastructure, and jobs and incomes. It's the Prime Minister's office oversees, it's like a cocktail of things all the time.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and that's been fun to interact with the politics, with ambassadors, with a wide spectrum of how government works. Prime Minister, I've really enjoyed it.
But on the other hand, you're also a lawyer in your own right.
Yes.
A partner in a law firm that's private.
Yes.
You're also a leader, trainer. All this is a lot on the shoulder.
I was there full time.
7 days a week.
Yeah, but as I started especially Ekisakyo, so I've been gradually fading out of the legal practice. Leadership consultancy, that one I've not faded out of. It's a passion. It's a passion. I love what we do with the participants. I love the school. I love the conversations. It's just living. So I don't see that as work. In fact, I remember at the beginning I used to say, can you imagine I get to do this and get paid for it?
When you're just living your life and enjoying it. But let's not forget
has already for the particular. I've been such a fast-paced and interaction with such a wide spectrum to enable me get into this office. But truly, can you ever be ready for a new office? Because you don't know what you're going to find.
Without a doubt.
But I think with God's grace, yes.
Not the lawyer.
Yes.
Not the executive. Not the the executive director of Kampala Capital City Authority.
Yes.
You.
Yeah.
And so we begin from beginning. When were you born? Where were you born?
Oh my God! You want me to tell you that? I was born after independence. I was born to my father, Dr. Bulamu, and my mother, Mrs. Joyce Bulamu. Event because I was the firstborn girl of my mom.
Tell us.
Yes. My father, he used to tell this story that he waited at midnight. He walked 3 kilometers back home and knocked on my grandfather's window and said, "We've got a baby girl." And my grandfather came out, and the excitement, because I was named after the mother of my grandfather, Kasega is my maiden name.
Kasega.
Yes. So there was a lot of excitement about my birth.
Tell me something. What was it so special about the birth of a girl child at the time when, let's be honest, we are a patriarchal society?
Yes.
So the girl.
But women in my family are really treasured.
Wow.
I grew up hearing about the mother of my father all the time, She was like a huge point. And every firstborn girl of his children is named after her.
Wow.
So no, I've known value in women being valued. It was with a girl or a boy, children in our family.
Back to your growing up.
Okay.
To the best of your recollection.
Okay. We had many. My mother, my two elder brothers, and then the rest. And it's a wide family because my father had other children.
Okay.
But in the beginning, we lived in my grandfather's homestead.
Wow.
Because my father went to study soon after I was born, overseas, and we had a house it was a large homestead. And so cousins, uncles, aunties, similar ages.
Exactly.
It was a crowd. But as a child, I never saw it as a crowd. I mean, when I look back, when I went back after years, because we no longer lived there, to see the size of the houses. I mean, they used to look so huge at that time.
Story of our lives. All our houses as we grew up were huge. No, they're little boxes.
They're so tight. I said, how did we manage to do this? Yeah, so we had a very large homestead. Those are the early days of my
Buffered
life.
by two elder brothers.
Yes.
Living at a grandfather's house.
Yes.
Maybe you're honest, I'm closing my eyes, I'm just imagining. You must have been a little spoiled girl.
Yes.
Who had so much protection around
yes,
her.
Yes.
And all that. Did you feel it?
Yeah, no. My eldest brother was a bully. I tell him that after this day.
So it was not protection, it was bullying.
Jeff was a bully. He was a bully with his brilliance and energy, and always thought I was laid back and soft and lazy and wanted to push me very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But my other brother was my friend. We yoked a lot and we played a lot of games. He would even allow to be, the games where you play bride and groom. He would be my groom and I would be the bride.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they were lovely. Then right after me was a girl.
So you now then had another one.
Yes.
Eventually.
But she was a strong personality, more like my first brother. There.
You and Andrew.
Me and Andrew are sandwiched there. We had this strong one and Jeff on this side. Then we had a break, and then the second group came. The break was because my father was abroad. But once he came, the family.
You started from where he started.
Yes.
On the program, Madame Dorothy, we play our music.
Yes.
We want to know you so much also through your taste of music.
Okay.
What would be your first song?
I think talking about my mom and my dad has brought those memories of my childhood. I want to play Ekisakyo Tekitegerekeka. That was like a chorus in our family. Every event, my mother would just burst out, "Your grace is amazing." So Ekisakyo Tekitegerekeka Aikatovla. That will be my first song.
Wow, and we have it here on Capital. We have every music.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We'll be right back with more about your life story, especially so for the schools you went to. Desert Island Discs continues with us.
Desert Island Discs on 91.3 Capital FM.
It's 91.3 Capital FM, Desert Island Discs, and the pleasure of having the Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority incoming is one that we are privileged to have. She shared with us her life story. Dorothy, what a lovely childhood you had. But of course, what's a childhood without the opportunity to go to school? So which schools did you go to?
Oh, many schools. I started out in Ginger as a child. When my father went to study, maybe you don't want to know my history anyway.
Oh, why not? That's why we're on the program.
My father left. He thought I needed to be near my Senga. You know how brothers and sisters are like.
Absolutely.
So I started out in a small school called Buwera. I did my P1 and my P2 there.
Have you ever gone back to check where that school
is? Yes. It's amazing how you get attached. Yeah, I've been there so many times. But because the husband to my Senga was the headmaster, so they figured I would have the best education in this setting. We would walk to the school, which was very nearby from home. Yeah. But later, my parents took me to a boarding school, Kamuli Girls School, which is in Kamuli.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I did my P2, P3, P4 in Kamuli. Then my father returned from overseas and he was posted to Mbale. So he took me to Kamonkoli Girls, which is in Mbale. And that's where I stayed for my 3 years and finished and went to Gayaza.
The story of Gayaza is a beautiful one. But
Yes.
before we get down to the beautiful story of
Yes.
Gayaza, let's get down to the one of Kamuli Primary School,
Yes.
boarding school for the first time at a tender age.
Yes.
How were you able to cope? And maybe that
It was very, very difficult. It was very difficult. I don't know what guts my mother had to leave me in school. But I remember when we arrived, she made my bed, and I was on the top decker. So every night, I would just slide in gently into the bed so that I wouldn't unruffle the bed and pull out gently.
So you laid yourself in the bed.
So when she came over the weekend to visit me, my schoolmates reported me that she has never made her bed since she left. I got all the bullying and everything. It was a difficult time for me, really. Actually, those early years in boarding school
but I'm
were
also
not
sure with the
working for me.
benefit of hindsight, perhaps that's what makes you the woman that you are.
It makes you solid. It makes you independent. You learn to relate with your age mates and make your way, make way for yourself. Learn to apportion your goods, what did we used to call it?
In our time, it was grab.
Grab. No, we didn't call it. I forget, it will come back. But you learn little skills like that. You learn.
Your little pocket money must last you this long.
Yeah.
Tremendous. So, and then you arrive in Gayaza High School, already having gone through the kiln of formation from earlier days in boarding school.
Yes.
Not many people are privileged to go to boarding school after another stint of boarding school.
Yeah.
What did you find?
Gayaza was grand. From the day you enter at the gate, the way they receive you, they have ceremony. Nowadays had ceremony, and I believe it does because I have a little niece who is going there now. They have ceremony about they receive you from the gate. Some classmates, a person in S2 receives you. They take you to your dormitory. They lay your bed. Yes, they lay your bed because it's your first day at school. They show you your wardrobe. They put out your things for you.
What a marketing stint.
I'm telling you, it's beautiful. I felt so welcomed. And then in the classroom, the teacher, receives you well. It was a grand experience.
But from Kamonkoli Girls and then Gayaza High School.
Yes.
When did you meet Gayaza first for you to make that choice? Or was it not your choice?
No, it was my choice. It was my choice because I just kept saying, I want to go to the best school in Uganda. And my teachers would say, Patene, you're the best student, so you go to the best school. And they told me the best school was, they told me you can choose Namagunga or Gayaza. And I chose Gayaza.
Why?
Don't
worry, the Namagunga folk will not hand you. No. It's choices we make.
My cousin was already going there. Yes, the daughter of my uncle, Damali, was already enrolled in Gayaza, so it seemed natural that
natural choice.
Yeah.
But as you head to Gayaza, of course, at the back of your mind, like any other child growing up, you have ideas of what you want to be.
Yes.
One morning you wake up a lawyer, the next morning a doctor, the third morning an engineer.
Yeah.
What was predominant about your skill set and what you wanted to be as a vocation?
Believe it or not, I wanted to be a teacher.
A teacher?
Yes. My mother was a teacher.
Oh, she was.
My father was a teacher. He went on to become a medical doctor and member of parliament, but they started out as teachers. To me, teaching was a very honored profession. Every holiday, I would go back, I would be the teacher at home.
Wow.
I taught my siblings everything I'd learned about Christianity, about cooking. I just naturally taught. So I wanted to be a teacher. By the way, making a choice for lawyer was a very big struggle for me.
Well, you are a teacher now, except that you teach executives and teach them the most grand of subjects, leadership.
Absolutely.
And like they say, everything rises and falls
upon leadership.
On leadership.
Yeah, it's true.
So nothing much lost.
Isn't that amazing though? So it was there, it was a real passion. And I was following a light within my soul that I didn't know was there. But I don't regret the path I took because it opened various doors for me. I don't regret the skilling I've got through lawyering and through the other things that I've done.
Now you come out of law school with distinction, you're as hard as nails. You can do anything.
The analytical skills, the rubbing shoulders with these argumentative classmates, the opening books late into the night, reading all these law cases, it sharpens you. There is no doubt about that.
Let's also not make it look like it's as easy as you say. There's a bit where you have to suffer some injustice.
Yes.
So that it creates, like one lawyer told me recently, creates root for your fruit.
Wow, that sounds good.
So Dorothy,
yes.
In Gayaza, what were you up to except reading and acing your examinations? Did you ever play any sports? Were you involved in other extracurricular activities, leadership and the like?
Yeah, I played badminton.
Okay, yours is for the easy one where I
did myself very athletic, and that was a skill. That was a sport that I could actually at badminton. But I was very much into the music. I'm very much into the singing. I was in the Gayaza Singers. I was into all these festivals. I was in the group that went to represent Gayaza in the UK. We traveled for 1 month singing at various missions. I was very much into that.
Talking about music and the fact that you have even sung on stages out of this country.
Yes.
How about one? We'll play your next song, perhaps one that you will sing for us.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We have a song that we sing as a family. It's called Ayi, we are family. Yes, Ayi, we are family. It's the celebration about who we are as a family, and that's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Are you sure I'm going to find it in my music jukebox? Maybe you may have to find us another
No
song.
problem.
All right.
No, we will find it for you.
Okay.
We'll find it for you.
Tremendous.
But alternatively, there's a song that would resonate with my singing days would be, "Oh Lord, You've Been Good." Twaila Paris is one of the singers that I grew up listening to a lot. And "Oh Lord, You Have Been Good, You Have Been Faithful" is a great song that I love.
Tremendous. So let's get down to that beautiful song as chosen by Dorothy Kisaka, who is the incoming executive director of the Kasyate Authority, an accomplished lawyer, an executive consultant, and leadership guru. We'll be right back.
Desert Island Discs on 91.3 Capital FM.
Capital FM, Desert Island this season, yes, bigger and better on YouTube over and above the frequency of 91.3 FM. Dorothy Kisaka shared with us her life story, and yes, we just went off the part where she enjoyed her life at Gaza High School, but all this while with the ambition of being a teacher, perhaps riding on the great teachers she had been exposed to in her life. Your mother, you said, was a teacher.
Yes.
Your father was a teacher. Your uncle, whose home you lived for your primary school,
yes.
as a headmaster,
yes.
as a teacher. Then, of course, you met great teachers at Gayaza.
Yes, yes.
Transiting from Gayaza, you did all the 4 or the 6 yard.
Yes,
is the one.
yes.
6 yard.
Yes.
Now, making the decision from senior 4 to senior 5 requires you to make a choice of subjects that then will lead you to where you will end.
Yeah.
The choice of combination, again, informed by your love to be a teacher.
Yes, I chose naturally the subjects that I could teach. It was history, it was English, and it was economics. Hell, do you remember hell?
Yes, hell. History,
you don't remember
literature.
hell.
Well, my primary school, English composition, the there was a nice figure for us to interpret.
Uh-huh.
And long and short of the story is that a little guy is on his journey to a big city. He falls asleep in the taxi, and then he wakes up when they are at a Shell petrol station. But guess what? The S had fallen off, and while in his sleep, he had dreamt that he had passed on. So he was between hell and heaven. So when he wakes up out of that nightmare, guess what he sees first?
Hell.
So yes, I remember hell.
Yes, I did hell. I did history, economics, and literature, and of course the general paper. And the rubber hit the road when we were told to choose which courses to do at the university.
Wow.
Yes. And Gayasa has this great arrangement. I mean, you have personal discussions with your teachers, but also with the headmistress. When I went in to see the headmistress, I told her that if I don't do teaching, then let me do BCom. She said, yeah, because I was trying to avoid law. And but she wouldn't hear of it. And she said, I'm going to have to call your family because you're running away from what you naturally should fall into. And they called, and guess who came? Jeff, my big brother, who was at university.
He came to instill the fear of God.
Yes. And well, we finally agreed on to putting law. But believe it or not, I get to campus, I'm given law, and I spend the whole first month trying to run away from the faculty.
Going to education.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah. But I don't know whether you know Dr. Kidu Makubuya. He was the dean of the faculty of law at that time. One day he sat me down and said, Dorothy, you don't settle in class. Why are you moving up and down? I said, because I'm trying to move away from law. And he said, come to my office afterwards. And he told me, listen, a first degree is the first degree. Yeah. Don't sweat, just do it. Settle down, finish your first degree. And when you're done with the first degree, you can study anything you want. You know, that counsel settled me in law school. I stopped moving up and down. I just sat down and did my law degree and finalized it.
And excelled at it.
Well, I don't know whether they'd call it excel. I didn't get a first class.
Well, but I've checked the books. That was a very good degree that you
Thank you.
University. And I always ask folk that sit right there in that chair about university, because it begins a chapter in your life that you possibly never signed up to. Freedom unprecedented.
Yes.
Young girl from the protection of Gayaza.
Yes.
What was university
like?
Oh
my God, university. Freedom, like you said, nobody requires you to be anywhere at any time. You don't even have to attend class. It was just like, nobody, I mean, you don't have to be on time. You can be in or not in. It was a lot of freedom. What helped then outside class time, I stuck with my girlfriends who were in different courses, and we'd go to the chapel, St. Francis Chapel together, we'd go to church together, we'd go shopping together, celebrate parties, with the picnics. So being with a group really helped me. Yeah.
I'm sure you have sought their counsel and they give you a green light. You know, we should share a few names. We may know some of them.
Yeah, you may know some of them. One of my closest friends at university was Sarah Kaisa. She's now in Ginger. There's Mirembe, she's Saruka. At that time, she was Mirembe Galukande.
Wow.
There is, those were like tight. We did everything. Yeah. And then there's the wider Christian Union girls. And then, yes.
We want to see how Dorothy circumvents through the intricate, corridors of attention, from distraction, but also the allure of having a good life and socializing.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, the romance of university is everybody should experience that. Is he for me? Is he against me? Is he the one? Is he not the one? In a relationship, outside a relationship. There is a guy that used to mentor our group. You know him, Dr. He had
now Bishop retired.
Yes, Bishop. He was jocular, and he loved to talk about that subject and tease us and poke some people. So poke the gender in and out of relationships at the university, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's what makes you
And that is where actually I even met my husband.
wow.
At university, yes.
The lucky guy that swept you off. Like you want to say something about the particular event of your meeting, or you don't remember? You ladies
No,
are
I
incredible.
do.
You actually remember the finest
I
detail.
do remember. Can you imagine
The
that?
color of the shirt he was wearing.
Well, it was in a.
So it was the it was the gate.
I was walking near.
But let's say Makere has changed tremendously.
Hey, by the way,
some of this stuff, it could be a huge high-rise lecturing block.
It's true. It's true. So anyway, I was walking with my friend Sarah Kaisa, and the next day he was in my room visiting.
Wow, and like they say, the rest,
the rest is history.
Now you have his son.
Yeah.
Allowed you to also flourish in as far as your education is concerned. And you saw the gentleman in him that you eventually married.
It didn't happen immediately. Yes.
But all through this while,
yes,
you were eyes on the ball. How about home, daddy, mommy? How much overbearing influence they have on you in keeping you walking the narrow? Yeah.
No, once I stepped into campus, they seemed to relax.
Let the hands off you.
It was there, but it wasn't heavy. It wasn't heavy. I remember one time I attended what they call them the post-semester, not picnics, retreats by the Baptist church. And so I overstayed by 3 days because I went for that. And then I got home. And my father was raising dust about it. I said, but Ted, what's happened? What do you expect that I've done wrong this time? This is how I've always been living. I said, but you always come straight home from the university. You don't go other places. And so I realized maybe,
he had his suspicions.
Yeah, he had his own suspicion. It was growing.
In your local language, say this so you.
Yes, I want to go away. Maybe I was sparkling a little bit.
Glowing.
No, but they were not heavy-handed on me once I went into university.
You didn't tell us that about them in earlier days. What kind of people were they? Were they the kind like all African parents that spare the rod?
No, my mother was very, very strict. Oh, she brought us up in a very strict way. You must respect adults. You must do your chores. You must cook. You must. Oh, she was hard. And because my father was away for 7 years, she had to take all that. But we're in the homestead where my grandfather also
was also another figure.
Yeah, but he wouldn't cane us. It was my mother.
The way you use the
yeah.
And so you get out of university with your degree, the one that you were to get grudgingly.
Yes.
In preference.
Yes.
But that wasn't the end of the journey.
No.
The CRA is beckoning.
Yes.
Did you go immediately, or did you
immediately
back like someone?
No, I didn't work. I went and visited my brother. My elder brother was now out of the country, so I did that time out of the country, then came back to join. Yeah.
Dorothy, again on the program, we still play our music. What will be your next song?
Oh, my next song is about God's faithfulness. Oh Lord. No, I think let's make it Great is Thy Faithfulness. Great is Thy Faithfulness.
I'm sorry if I'm getting a bit naughty here, but your choice of songs from the first to now is Christian hymns.
Yes.
Glory to God, and there's no offense in that.
Yes. I do. I love. I grew up on Michael Jackson's. No, I don't break dance, but I enjoy those who break it.
So let's put it plainly. You have 2 left feet, right?
I do.
People with 2 left feet can't dance.
The funny thing is that I was on the dance trip for my primary school. That one, the Lord, when He was dealing that out, He gave me very little.
No, it's never too late. He keeps His pearls for His people.
Yes.
And gives them a different time.
That's correct.
So may have to do a bit of dancing as ED Kampala capital city.
Oh, okay.
This is the party capital of the East African region.
I have to learn. You maybe might teach me some steps.
Always at your service. Great is thy faithfulness, as chosen by Dorothy, a beautiful Christian hymn that indeed speaks of the core of her life.
Silent Discs on 91.3 Capital FM.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Oh.
Dorothy Kisaka with us here on the program. It's a Desert Island Discs. Dorothy, you have such an incredible life story. But also importantly, it's the choices you make along the way and the decisions that you've been able to stand firm on. So you graduate from the Law Development Center with your diploma in legal practice.
Yes.
Where did the world take you after that?
Oh, that section of my journey is really, really interesting. And it underscores the importance of relationships, the relationships that I created at the university. There was one, he's now called Professor Moses Kamya, but he was one of my friends at the university. I had been walking up and down for a long time, looking for a job. Yes, it was not easy in 1988, 89 to get a job.
As a lawyer?
As a lawyer, no, it wasn't easy at all. Because even those who were working for government, the pay was so miserable. The law firms were very few. No, it was a different world.
Let's put it plainly. The crime rate really was so low. So there was no need for guys like you. We were good people.
Okay.
Fresh out of war.
Yeah, fresh out. Oh my God.
And aware of what the future
tells me. I have an uncle who has a law firm. It's nothing much, but you can spend some time there as you look for the job you want. So he introduced me, and Mr. Tumenyanzi, he took me immediately, hired me, says, are you ready to start now? So I started working for him. And my family believes a lot in bonding and in relationships. My father came and told Mr. Nyanzi, teach my daughter the law, the how to do things legally, everything. And every Christmas, he would bring him a turkey.
Wow.
And find out whether I'm doing the job well. So that's where I started. Mr. Nyans, I think, really laid the foundation for me in work ethic. Such a hard-working man and such a hard driver.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't walk so fast, and that was a great time.
Wow.
But unfortunately, in '92, after I'd just been with him a few years, he passed away in a motor accident.
Oh dear.
And that was tragic. It was tragic for the family, but it was tragic for us because I considered him not as a father, but a serious mentor for my life, and I'd really started to being in the legal profession.
So the whole job hopping thing had now come to an end. You were enjoying your job and taking on the mentorship of your boss.
Yeah.
And the Grim Reaper harvested him.
Yeah, that was tough. But what happened is when his will was read, it said that if Dorothy wants to take on the farm, give her the first opportunity.
Don't kid me.
Yeah, that's what
he had that much trust in you.
Yeah.
That means there was something about you that you had excelled or you were exceptional about. What do you think that was?
I don't know.
I mean, look at your
I was committed. I was committed. I was loyal. I was faithful. I was just working. My eyes were just focused on this job.
There could have been older lawyers in that law firm. There could have been men in that law firm.
We had men in the law firm. We had lawyers in the law firm. And but he gave me that opportunity, which I'm very, very grateful for. I was only 20 by that time. 92. How old was I?
Let's not do the math. We can go back to
I was in my 20s.
Yes.
I was very young to take, and his firm was a very successful law firm. I remember people walking in after I'd started working. I was sitting in his chair, which I couldn't really feel. I remember clients walking in and saying, "Oh, you are the one." I said, "Yes, I am." Said, "I think I'm going to change my file. I'll take it away." I remember one particular man I'm talking about, and I said, "Why don't you give us an opportunity to serve you for a month or two?" And then you say, up to now, He's one of my clients who always calls me and says, "Can you help me?" Yeah, we thought clients would run away from us. Some went, but we did not lose 100%. And
you cared for it. It was those of little faith.
Yes. I mean, I am grateful for that season in my life. It taught me that when you plant a seed in the ground and you water it, fruit will come. I mean, it will grow. If you stop watering it, it will die. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't know that I would own a business, or my own business one day. But here I was, taking this thing, and I'm grateful for the grace of God.
But on the other hand, the guy in the basketball jersey was somewhere lacking.
Yes.
Progressing in that direction.
Yes. So that was 89. 88, I started working. 89, and at this time we were courting, and he proposed in 89, and December we got married. 89.
Your children must be watching this and say, but exactly, if you haven't told them the story anyway.
Yes.
Proposing that time was how?
Oh.
Today it's such a huge fanfare complete with bells and whistles.
Our story is really, 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 really interesting. Peter proposed to me early at university, and without even thinking about much about it, I said no.
Yes. You say
no. Yeah. Because I don't need to tell you but I said no.
I'm not asking why. I'm just looking at you with my jaw dropped.
And I think it came too fast for me. All the time when he was visiting me, I thought he was visiting my girlfriends. So when he popped the word, I thought,
He said, is it for you?
Yeah, so I said, no. Yeah, but he didn't go away. He continued and continued and continued. So when he said it again, we had gone to the Sheraton Gardens. We used to go there once in a while to just sit in the garden. Those times you could just go into the Sheraton Gardens,
and even then to get in there,
things
you have
have
to be
changed. And we were sitting on our bench and sipping on one soda between the two of us.
No.
And it was so okay. This was 89.
This was how low your appetite was, or that's how sodas.
I want to answer that question.
When he sits on that chair, please, we need him there. He will tell us why.
Yeah.
Of all time, you propose when you have one soda between you.
So
and the fountain was busy, pouring water in the background.
Yeah. So he said, have you thought about what I told you 5 years ago? And yeah, I'd thought about it. I didn't tell him, but when we parted, I don't know, I was so shy those days. I wrote this long letter just to say yes. And I said yes.
3 letters. YES. And you have to write a long letter.
Yeah, I'm a woman of words. I love words. I love the way they play around and communicate messages.
I have a feeling he still has that letter kept somewhere.
I hope he does. No, he later told me, but Dorothy, why couldn't you tell me face to face? But then things moved very fast after that. We got the ring, engaged, and
wow.
Yeah.
Is he a lawyer?
No, Peter is in construction. He's an engineer.
So he was taking your things brick by brick.
Yeah, he takes his things differently.
Here you are young at your job.
Yes.
Proposal comes your way. Family starts. Tragedy befalls you. You now have to take the mantle of leadership and a lot of family didn't expect. Yeah. Now, of course, you're faced with the challenges of running a business, raising a young family to get children immediately. Yeah, within the first, second year. So by the time you were leading the law firm, you had children. Yes, I was actually expecting my second child. The juggling. Yeah. Oh, that was tough. That was tough. Let me tell you, Simon. And I was like, can anybody take care of this? Not that I didn't trust them, but it is so precious. I know. And we started a different kind of conversation, my husband and I, about staying home to take care of the children. And ultimately, when the sister was born, I decided to stay at home
close the law firm and take care of the children. Yeah, we made that decision. I stayed home for quite a number of years. 5 years it was.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Do these children now understand the sacrifices?
I don't know.
And the knocks of your...
But you know that's a valid question. Do they understand the sacrifice? It was so much for them, but also it was so much for me. That's what I felt was right for me to do. And I remember the lady who helped me a lot to make this decision says, Dorothy, time goes by so fast. Before you know what, you pick up your job and you'll excel.
With all this that is on your shoulder, no one can believe that you lost 5 years.
5 years.
I'm using the word lost in
yes.
Perhaps even then, being with the children, a lot had so much to do with what you have become today.
Maybe.
You don't know what hell we give our parents.
Yeah, I know.
Ask me. My mother was a stay-at-home housewife. Ooh, hard work.
Yeah.
Staying at home and raising these children. But you were also looking back at your friends whose careers were progressing.
Yes.
You never felt like...
No, you feel it. You feel it.
And of course, some bit of ridicule may come your way.
Oh, yeah. Even from my parents, even from my dad particularly. Because my dad was a rising star, you know. He didn't believe, now what nonsense is this that you're doing, you know, going away from your job. And the money,
exactly.
You know, would go for events and you see your friends, you know, they're spiffed up, they're driving a car which you don't have, and you feel the pinch a bit, but you keep remembering. I kept reminding myself, it's a short season, it's going to end. We are investing and it's going to be all right. I would remind myself, Simon, I even had a 20-year plan drawn out. Yes, I had a 20-year plan drawn out. I knew that when my children were at a particular age, I would go back and do my master's studies. I knew that I would go back to work. And it was in my face. You know, I am a person, I'm a visual person. So I write things, I draw them out, I look at them. I speak to myself, I believe in self-talk. So whenever those times of feeling low would come, I'd speak to myself.
Well, let's not forget you all began from a shared 300 milliliter bottle of soda.
Yes.
So everything was really enough.
It is true. And actually, I must commend someone who told me one time, I was saying, we don't have enough. And he said to me, God has given you enough. What you have now is enough. And people we need to remind ourselves all the time that this is not the end. The season you are in, that's not it. Things can change and they will change. You know, you need to have a positive, you need to have faith. It's not just positive attitude, it's faith that things will change. Yeah, so.
Dorothy, the 5 years quickly went by.
Yes, they did.
Tell us how the pieces were picked and how you now hit back the runway.
Okay, yeah, so, my God. I picked up the pieces. I had already gained this skill of running a law firm. I had my files, I had my books. All I needed was to hire, to rent a place, to register a name, and start working. So I did that. I registered Twaila Kisaka Advocates. I dropped the other name. I opened up an office and I called up my clients. I'm back in business. And you wouldn't believe, in the very first month, I have kept those records up to now.
Wow.
It was just like this.
Wow.
My work just picked up. My clients just came.
And then
back.
you all of a sudden became too busy again.
I became very busy. My kids were put in school, and they would come.
How many of these are we talking about?
The children, two, a boy and a girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and they would come to the
today
office.
Young adults, I want to be.
Oh, they are young adults. They finished university. They are enterprising young people themselves. They want.
Anyone with a grandchild for you yet?
Not yet. I'm looking forward to that day very, very much. Not just one grandchild. I want to have many of them.
Look at you. You only gave your dad 2 grandchildren, but you want many more.
I have more children, by the way. I got a younger lot. That's a different story.
Tremendous.
Yeah, so I have 2 sets, older ones and younger ones.
Tremendous.
But yeah.
And then it all begins.
Yes.
your law firm is going, but then you begin to think of ideas on how to buttress it.
Yes.
Hence the consultancy.
Yes.
Destiny.
Yes. Let me tell you, there is a season in your life, and it happened to me, and I don't know whether you've gone through that already, that you start feeling dissatisfied with things around you, even though you look like you've hit gold. Okay? So when you are younger, they tell you, do your degree and then you get a job and you'll be fine. Then you get married and you get children and you'll be fine. And but those things had already happened for me.
Exactly.
But I was feeling a hunger, like there's something. When I talked to a pastor, he told me it's called midlife crisis. I said, but midlife crisis is supposed to come at 40 or 45. I'm not yet 40. And so it has come early for you.
You are an outlier.
Yes. That's the time when I started. I journal or as a habit.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I wrote down. I said I'm going
onset
to go
of all these gadgets on our palm tops.
Yes.
I had since forgotten the word.
I know, but I've kept up even
writing.
Despite the notes on phone. I every day I write something.
Wow.
So I said, you know what? I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school, not the formal school, but I'm going to go to school by just reading up all these important names that you hear about. And that's when I fell upon names like Steve Covey.
Wow.
And I just devoured his material, anything that he put out. Oh, that just lit up a fire in me.
And you realize leadership is an art like no.
Oh my God. And then I got an opportunity to go for a short course in the US on leadership under Haggai International. They train leaders from developing nations. So I did a 1 month, it was 2 weeks course. That just fired me up. When I came back, I knew this is something we need in our community, where somebody can teach you the how-to of life, not just the how-to of lawyering.
Or anything, even how to interview people.
Yes.
But life, broad as it is.
I said, this can be learned. Leadership can be learned. It's an art, it's a science. You can put A, B, C together. And it's an art, it's a science. You can put
EF
and give people results. To do. So I came back and we set up the consultancy. We invited our friends. I was working with Lorna Magara, We invited our friends. We invited our friends for the first conversation. We shared everything we knew. By the end, there was nothing more to share because we shared everything we knew in the first.
So the finished product we see today has been quite a lot of, bricks, mortar, and everything that the construction is
yeah. It's been a lot going on there.
Let's play your next song, Dorothy. When we return, it's more about your personality. We want to know you.
Okay.
The things you love or hate.
Yeah.
Things that make you who you are. So what will be your next song?
I think let it be Our God Reigns.
Our God Reigns.
Our God Reigns is a beautiful song that I first heard about in 1989. That was just before our wedding. And when we sang it at our wedding, it was heavenly.
You sang it?
No, well, the choir sang and we sang along. Peter was the leader of the choir at that time. He's a musician. He's not just a musician. He's the best voice in the world.
But I did not know that two people with such an incredible, love for music, the singing bit, would meet and gel. So the two of you should do a duet one of these days. Have you ever considered it?
Yeah, we've done. We do some singing. We do sing a lot, but most of it is in our house. We've recorded an album. Yeah. So we do love to sing.
We'll give you all the cooperating you require with the guidance from you, the lawyers. We can have your music played on Capital Radio. How about that?
Thank you. That would be amazing, Simon. I'll take that out.
Let's play this song and when we return, it's more about your life.
Thank you.
Desert Island Discs on 91.3 Capital FM.
Forever, your king.
There's a dialogue. This is Dorothy Kisaka still sharing with us her life story, and we appreciate every bit of it. But guess what? The humor, the humility, the sternness, the everything around the way she executes the telling of her life story, maybe it's a bit of an indication of who the kind of person she is. And we're glad we have you on the program.
Thank you.
Dorothy, you've been smiling for the last 30 minutes. And we had a good laugh on the program. Nothing seems to sadden you, and I wouldn't want anything to sadden you, God forbid. What gets you angry? What gets you angry?
What a great question. What gets me angry? You know, I believe I've come to understand and appreciate that every human being is uniquely created and there is something of great value that they bring to the table, to the world table. I think what makes me really angry is when people belittle themselves and don't do anything about cultivating that beauty and uniqueness about themselves and feel like victims. Honestly, that gets me angry and sad. Because it's not something you can push somebody into. You cannot motivate them into it. But it's like they are blinded to the truth that they are unique people and they have something. Yeah, that's. I love being around people. I love being around. I love great conversations. I love life empowering conversations like we've had today. But that makes me laugh. Great ideas.
You're going to have a good laugh at the city hall. So many people, so many stuff.
Isn't that an opportunity? I see it as a great opportunity. I know there are great challenges and many people are feared for me on that front, but I think we have a great opportunity. Okay.
What should be on the table?
Please have luombo binyewa with some fish in it. Yes.
And don't tell me you like that with matoke.
I love that with potatoes. You know those potatoes which are like white inside, as if muka.
Exactly.
Yes, those ones.
We almost had something in common until you talked potatoes.
Okay, matoke.
Matoke for
I
me.
love matoke, but potatoes come number one.
From where I come from, that's the cradle of potatoes.
Oh, really?
Be my guest.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm not so sure about my
It's a
Luombo
date.
making skills, but the potatoes.
Okay.
And how do you wash that down? What's your favorite drink?
Those would be juices with a bit of lime and lemon in it. Yeah, not very sweet. I don't do sugar, but just that sweetened either with pineapple or with mango, but with a bit of lemon.
Nothing like gin and tonic on your side, some beer or whiskey at any one time?
No, I don't do that.
You never have?
No, I can't say I have. I've taken sips here and there, but I take wine. I drink wine. Yes, yeah.
You're not like some of us who do the stuff commercially.
No, I don't do that. Yes.
And when you are out to relax, away from the overbearing work, family demands, and now your new assignments, how do you chill? Still play some badminton?
Unfortunately not. I wish I had. I love to be with the kids.
Strong now, it will just take away the badminton.
I'm telling you, I love to be with the family and they love swimming, so that is a great pastime for us together. And I love board games.
Wow.
Oh man, that makes me laugh and shout. I love competition.
Chess being one of those?
Yes, I love chess. I have Yahtzee. I love, all sorts of board games.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, if I am, please put me back to order.
Yes.
Look at you. Sleek.
Oh.
And, suave, if I may put it that way.
Thank you.
How much effort goes into this?
Oh, I've learned that it is, people see you before they hear you. God looks at the heart, but he's the only one who does. People look at you. The only guy that moves around with an X-ray machine. Yes, but it's a journey. You are. There's a season when you want to do particular things, but you can't do them, and then get in a season when you are able to afford stuff that you really like. But I like simple. Smart. I am not very flashy. I'm not flashy at all, actually. I'm just.
Wow, I like the way you describe this as simple.
Okay.
I'm getting to get a new menu with the I'm imagining if you had put in quite more effort, what it would look like, I would be blown up.
Yeah.
And so, Dorothy, yes, we know that in the next 5, 10, 15 years, you'll be our executive director, and that's a daunting task already ahead of you. And other people ask them, where do you see yourself in the medium, long and short term? But for you, it is to say you're going in there, all hands on deck, guns blazing. Any kind of apprehension you have? I mean, we've seen the promise, the determination.
Yeah.
You feel there's something that is holding you a little bit back, that you think if it were widened or sorted out, you'd have such a great ride at your new assignment.
I think one of the biggest challenges at the new job, is resources. Yeah, resources. We have great dreams. I look at the strategic plan, they have great aspirations. But the resources, government, maybe we'll get partners to assist us. We already have that kind of assistance. But the other is playing around the politics, the relationships.
I almost mentioned that. I said, but no, I don't want to be preached. I want you to know that you're going into a minefield.
Yeah. We need to build bridges for development in all the wide spectrum of relationships. We need to build this beautiful thing called home, Kampala home, by dealing with both the tasks and the relationships. It's not just the tasks. The relationships really are the bridge on which these tasks will be performed. So that's a little apprehensive, but I think we'll be able to navigate it with God's help.
That's the lowest common denominator.
Absolutely.
Dorothy, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. Don't count your luck so early.
Yes.
We ain't done with you in terms of questions.
Okay.
This particular question everyone answers is on the seat over there.
Okay.
Brace yourself. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
It's a beautiful country we have.
Yes.
Well, you're going to make it even more beautiful by giving us a city that we'd love to be in. But if you are to be marooned on a desert island,
okay,
anywhere in this country,
yes,
what would be your preference and why?
In Uganda, there is a beautiful place that I've been to several times. It's called Musana Camps. Have you been there? It's in Mukono. Absolutely breathtaking and very earthy at the same time. Not very developed. So there's all this bush. There is water coming out of rocks. There is the lake. There is all features. I mean, that's just bliss. When you sleep at night, there is nothing except a bird here and there. Oh my God, it's heavenly. It's just absolutely brilliant.
That leads me to my other question. You love it tranquil and quiet and all that, or sometimes you have to love in the mix of a bit of some noise here and there?
Yeah, I love tranquil, but I'm not perturbed by noise. I can work in the midst of great noise, and that's how I used to do with my children. But I love tranquil. I love quiet. Yeah.
Dorothy Kisaka.
Yeah.
We would never have had a better person have us on the program today. And we thank you for the time. You could have been elsewhere doing so much incredible stuff, but you're here on the program with us. But most importantly, we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
And just to say that your life story only just begun. If the call comes through for you to return in this very chair, please don't hesitate.
Thank you.
Return and inspire us more.
Simon, this has been awesome. I've seen Desert Island Disc. I've listened to a Desert Island Disc since maybe 91 or
exactly
92.
When we came on air.
But I hadn't had an opportunity to be on it. It's a program I truly enjoy listening to, and thank you for the opportunity.
At the risk of sounding vain, now you can say you have arrived. You are on Desert Island. It's been a pleasure, especially for you, our listeners and viewers who take the time off your very busy schedules. You could have been doing anything, but you are on the program, watching and listening. We don't take that for granted, and we thank you. Same time, same place next week on Sunday, another incredible life story to be shared, if for nothing, to inspire you and I. Stay blessed and have a wonderful evening.
Desert Island Discs on 91.3 Capital FM.